The Autonation Gridiron Report. It's week 2 of the high school football season, and the great thing about this sport, there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. 2 games this week, Berlin and Columbus. Great matchup. Can Berlin snap a streak? JT will have more on that in a second. And then Booker T and Central. Last year they were 1-2. This year, top 10 in the national polls. Both teams played on national TV the first 2 weeks of the season, and they come home to play each other at Traz-Powell Stadium. The key players? With more on that, here's Larry Bluestein.
Thanks a lot, Josh. This game is just huge. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger nationally. I mean, locally, anywhere you look at it. Keys to victory, let's look at Booker T. Maurice Alexander came over from Homestead. He has 2 games under his belt. He has more than proven what he could do. This kid can run, he can pass. He is a key for Booker T. Now let's go on the other side of for Miami Central. Furman Silva, this is a guy that dictates policy on the line of scrimmage. He'll chase you around, he stops the run, he does all that stuff. You have Maurice Alexander for Booker T, Furman Silva from Central. This game doesn't get any bigger nationally. And now for a preview on the meeting between Berlin Jesuit and Columbus. It's their 10th meeting. JT Wilcox.
Thanks, Blue. Talking about Columbus, Berlin Jesuit, one of the biggest and most storied rivalries we have down here. It's always been a bit of big brother, little brother, with Columbus being the team that comes out on top. I feel for Berlin because I'm a little brother, but this one, you have to look at this Columbus team. So many great athletes on this football team now. Tucker Burns coming to his 3rd year of being the starter quarterback. He's matured greatly. Austin Maloney, wide receiver, had a big game last week in the win over South Dade. He's going to have a big year for Columbus this year. Berlin is a team that's still on the rise up. Coach Rich Stewart still running that wing T option, and they're going to be a competitive group. But when they play against Columbus, you toss the records out, but I think Columbus is still the better team right now. There's still going to be a little bit of a mismatch in terms of the amount of players on each roster, so I expect the Columbus to come out and have another great showing this week. Berlin is going to be right there. It's going to be competitive early. It's going to be a great atmosphere, definitely. Probably about 10,000 plus down there at FIU South this Friday night. But Columbus takes it again. Explorers, the big brother still reigns supreme. And now back to you, Josh.
And that is why we love this sport so much. Blue, JT, thank you. We'll have both games covered. You want the scores, our scoreboard up on the site all weekend. You want the highlights, we'll have cameras at both games so you can see what happened at both Booker T and Central and Berlin and Columbus. This has been another edition of the Autonation Gridiron Report here on SouthFloridaHighSchoolSports.com.